These historical objects are truly cursed. Throughout history, certain objects have carried more than just age and dust. They carry stories, whispers, and something far more unsettling. Objects that seemed ordinary at first, until people began to hear things, see things, and notice that tragedy always followed those who owned them. Let's begin. Robert the Doll. The story centers on a supposedly cursed doll named Robert. It began in the early 1900s in Key West, Florida. A 4-year-old boy named Eugene Robert Otto received the doll. The doll was possibly made by a mistreated household servant. Eugene quickly bonded with the doll and named him Robert. The doll was life-sized, about 40 inches tall. Eugene and Robert were inseparable for years. Nothing strange happened at first. One night, Eugene awoke to Robert staring at him. Soon after, furniture in Eugene's room was found overturned. Eugene claimed Robert did it. Strange noises and unexplained events followed in the house. The parents heard Eugene talking to the doll. They sometimes heard a second, unfamiliar voice reply. Robert was later locked in a chest by Eugene's wife. The doll was repeatedly found outside the chest anyway. After Eugene died, a new family moved in. Their daughter said the doll moved on its own. Robert was removed from the house and donated. Today, the doll is displayed at the East Martello Museum. The Crying Children Paintings. Beauty in art is subjective and meant to evoke emotion. Painter Bruno Amadio created the Crying Children series in the 1950s. The inspiration behind the paintings is widely debated. One legend links them to an orphan from a tragic house fire. That story claims disaster followed both the artist and the child. A more likely source was the many World War II orphans. Amadio painted over 60 portraits of crying children. The images were dark, emotional, and unsettling. Despite this, the paintings became hugely popular in the UK. Over 50,000 copies were sold and hung in homes. Owners later reported mysterious house fires. Rooms burned down, but the paintings were untouched. Firefighters repeatedly found the prints intact in ashes. Some people claimed to hear crying from the paintings. A newspaper urged readers to destroy the prints. Over 2,500 copies were collected and burned. The survival was explained by fire-resistant materials. Logic failed to stop belief in a curse. The story warns against blindly embracing superstition. The Conjured Chest. The story shifts from cursed dolls and paintings to a haunted piece of furniture. The object is known as the Conjured Chest. Its legend begins in early 1800s rural Kentucky. A plantation owner named Jeremiah R. commissioned the chest. The chest was built by an enslaved carpenter named Remus. Remus was highly skilled and worked carefully on the piece. He expected praise when he presented the finished chest. Instead, Jeremiah hated it and beat Remus to death. Other enslaved workers were enraged by the murder. They allegedly placed a curse on the chest. The curse ritual involved owl, blood, and secret chants. Jeremiah still placed the chest in his child's nursery. Legend says anyone tied to the chest later died tragically. The chest was linked to 18 deaths over about a century. Victims included children, newlyweds, and multiple owners. Deaths involved accidents, illness, murder, and suicide. Ironically, Jeremiah himself was never harmed. In the 1940s, an owner tried to break the curse. A maid performed a ritual involving a dead owl and willow leaves. The maid died soon after, and the curse supposedly ended. The Iceman's Corpse. Over 5,300 years ago, a man was killed by an arrow in the Alps. Cold mountain conditions preserved his body in ice. In 1991, hikers discovered the frozen remains. Scientists named the mummy Ötzi. Ötzi is one of the best preserved human bodies ever found. Soon, stories of the Iceman's curse began to spread. Forensic scientist Rainer Henn examined the body first. He later died in a car crash in 1992. Rescuer Kurt Fritz was killed in an avalanche. Journalist Rainer Helzold died from a brain tumor. Hiker Helmut Simon was found frozen near the discovery site. His rescue team leader died hours after Simon's funeral. Archaeologist Conrad Spindler dismissed the curse. He later died from multiple sclerosis. Scientist Tom Loy conducted DNA research on Otzi. Loy was later found dead at home. Many others studied Otzi and survived unharmed. This makes the curse inconsistent and debated. Otzi is displayed in a museum in Italy. Visitors can see him if they dare. Science offers explanations. History offers patterns. But some objects leave behind questions that refuse to disappear. These are the haunted and cursed objects history still can't explain.